AlgoTracker. So it's an algorithmic generator. Basically, it generates .mod files using code. And so the idea is, this is an example of one of the source files for generating a module. And you can see here, so we've got 3 different functions. So each of these generators that's going to create the mods has this set of 3 functions, or 4 functions actually. This one's not working yet, but this is for drawing the user interface, which allows the user to tweak settings, so the code can stay the same, but they can modify some stuff. Make sample set is the function that generates the set of samples that will go into the mod. Make pattern settings is a function that will generate some settings like RNG, seeded random number generators or something like that, that you want to be consistent across all of your patterns in the mod file, but they won't be they'll be restored each time this make pattern, the other function make patterns is run. So make patterns is to generate the actual patterns. And so you can see here, we just look at the make sample set first. I'll just play what this sounds like right now. So yeah, just some clicky sounds, and I'll explain how those are being made, and then I'll modify it a little bit to show you kind of like what it does. So the make sample set function is being called here, and it's iterating through 2 times and generating a set of samples, 441, so 1/10 of a second at 44,100 hertz. And it's generating 441 just random noise samples. So basically this samples buffer here will be filled with a short burst of noise. And then that short burst of noise, when it comes to the actual patterns, here is being laid out in a pattern. So cycling through the full range of 6 lines in mod pattern. Maybe I should pull up AlgoTracker so you can see what an actual what tracker looks like, just to explain a little bit better. So yeah, a mod tracker, basically you have these samples here, and you have the patterns, and then have notes laid out in those patterns. And so what this code here is doing is saying run through the 64 in the first channel. So it's got an array. This is an array here, and then it's got 2 channels, this one here, this one here. So on each channel, run through all 64 lines. When this certain mathematical condition is met, so a bunch of modulus operators, bang in a note there. The note is E6, and use sample number 1. So this offset here is actually X from 0, but use sample number 1 in our sample set that we generated earlier, and apply the effect. This is just a mod effect for cutting the sound. So when I use sine waves later, they're not just like continuously overlapping. They kind of make more of a beat. And yeah, so that's what's producing this sound here. And so I can go here and I can modify this sample set to say, I comment that out, and I generate a set of samples instead, which are going to create sine waves. And they're just kind of like, if you look at this module here, this is one I generated earlier, but this is what the sine waves end up looking like, short bursts of sine wave. And so when you modify it to output sine waves instead and then save it, we get this loading. It's just reloading here. You can hear now that sound is different to before. Now it's like these clicky little sine waves. And then you can do stuff like, here instead of note, we can have it choose from a set of different notes. So E6 and randomly pick notes. And here we can do one that's F sharp 5, and we can go G6 as well. And then let's just see the results. changes up the sound a bit. No, it has no effect. So there's obviously a bug in that code. But yeah, so the basic idea with this, where I'm heading with it, is being able to generate these mod files algorithmically using Lisp code, particularly closure code. And the reason I want to do that is inform my composition practice, which is like building so building algorithmically generated loops and then bringing them into your data and then putting on post-processing effects, hand constructed. But yeah, this is just trucking along pretty well, and I just want to show you an update of where that's at. I hope to have something up online. I mean, there is something online now, but it doesn't really do much. I want to get something more solid online so that people can tinker with it, hopefully sometime when it's ready. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you later.